There's been a lot of talk lately about what goes on at music festivals, so we're about to show you. A drug dealer openly selling dozens of capsules, 18-year-old girls snorting powder off each other's hands. It's the seedy underbelly of these events that parents should know about.
Watch the man loitering by the portaloos. There he is on his phone. In his fingers he holds 2 capsules, likely containing MDMA, also known as ecstasy. Then he begins a conversation with another young man before lifting a large bag of the capsules into the air. The deal is done, but the drama is just beginning because a current affair is watching and we pounce.
Excuse me, mate. Were you dealing drugs before?
The climbing drug death toll of young Australians, 6 since September, hasn't stopped some revellers at this suburban music festival risking their lives.
Turn up the speakers.
Our undercover investigation revealing a staggering amount of brazen drug use.
Tonight we're inside festival gates to give you an idea of what really goes on in here, and believe me, you're going to be shocked at what we've discovered.
Oh my God. The reality is that they're not listening.
Melbourne mum Adriana Bucanti's son Daniel died in 2012 after overdosing at a Victorian music festival.
He was my best friend. He will never have children. I will never have grandchildren from him. My daughter will never have a brother. My grandchildren will never have an uncle. And I'll never know what he was able to do with his life.
We showed her the footage you'll see in tonight's story, and she was shocked.
They're buying and taking substances from strangers, and they have no idea what's in that stuff. None whatsoever.
The ugly aftermath of these festivals is well documented.
What, wait.
The music festival, what do you expect?
What goes on there?
Drugs?
This woman and her partner were pulled over by the roadside drug testing unit after leaving the Rainbow Serpent Festival in regional Victoria, where 54 people were arrested. She denied being under the influence of drugs.
Only like I gotta smash the and raw. Like you don't gotta get it.
In just one weekend, late last month, 25 revellers from 3 separate music festivals in Sydney were hospitalised, including this girl who astonishingly took a selfie while being wheeled away in a stretcher by paramedics. A current affair visited the Let Go Festival, held in Mornington near Frankston in Melbourne's southeast. Unlike these 3 young men who easily dodged security and jumped the fence, we went through the front entrance.
Having just walked in here to the festival, my pockets weren't checked. I had a water bottle, it wasn't checked either. Doesn't seem to be as strict as security as we were expecting here.
A current affair understands several revellers smuggled drugs through the gates in their underwear. We've also been told about people who buried their drugs at the site in the week leading up to the festival and then unearthed the bags once they'd got into the event. Sitting up against a fence inside the festival, we find this group of teenage girls. You can see one girl roll a $50 note. Watch as her friend repeatedly reaches for it. Using the rolled note, one of the girls scoops the powder from a bag and the other snorts it through her right nostril. She then licks some fallen powder from her friend's hand.
These young girls are just kids. They're just kids putting things up their nose.
I asked the girls if they'd just taken illegal drugs.
We're recording this conversation.
Okay. So
I challenge you to find someone that hasn't.
We don't work. Challenge you.
Challenge.
Have you done some?
No. You're at a festival.
How did you get that powder into the festival?
that what?
The powder.
What powder?
The one we saw you putting up your nose.
Festival. She bought it off someone else.
She bought it off someone else?
Yeah.
Who did she buy it off?
We don't know because we can't remember.
Do you know what was in that powder though? It could have been anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but... Yeah, we do know what's in it.
What? Was it cocaine?
No, it hurts your nose, but...
Hurts your nose? How old are you?
18.
The spate of drug deaths this summer has fired up the debate over pill testing at music festivals.
It is unethical not to be doing everything to save everybody's life where you can.
It's likely the 6 fatal overdoses in recent months all came following ecstasy consumption. If pill testing had been available to the victims and they'd been able to identify the drug in their pills, could their deaths have been prevented?
Presumably, these people thought they were taking ecstasy. Pill testing would have told them that it was ecstasy in the pill, and they would have taken it and then had the same outcome. But they're really...
Toxicologist Andrew Levy is from Safe Work Laboratories.
So one of the things we find with ecstasy is it's an amphetamine like ice or methamphetamine, and it will actually cause a slight elevation in your body's core temperature. If it's a 41-degree day at a music festival and you're doing lots of dancing, that will also elevate your core body temperature. So we often find that the deaths that are from ecstasy are not so much from the drug itself, it's the effects that it's having on a very hot day when you're dehydrated and your core body temperature is too high.
Pill testing is not the silver bullet. I know that it's not going to save everyone, but if it saves one life, we're doing really well, because right now we have nothing whatsoever, nothing.
The lack of pill testing in festivals has led to an increase in the use of amateur pill testing kits, which can be legally purchased in tobacconists. The kit's accuracy in identifying components of comparable legal drugs was found to be wanting when we tested them with Matthew Holt from Safe Work Laboratories.
We've done now 4 tests, 2 with I'd say a negative reaction and 2 with a positive reaction. So again, we're sort of coming down to the reliability and accuracy of these field tests.
We filmed this young drug dealer with what's believed to be an amateur pill testing kit inside the Let Go festival. Despite the security and police presence, he holds 2 capsules in his fingers and even shows potential customers his stash. Dozens of caps, likely filled with MDMA, are in that bag.
Do you know what's in those pills? Do you know what's in those capsules?
What are you talking about?
The ones that you were waving around in a bag. Do you know what's in those caps?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We've seen you holding a large bag of pills and handing them out to people.
No way.
How did you get them in here? It's you. We saw you. We've got you on video.
I don't have pills.
Unless you have a video of that, we don't
We
have
do.
any
Do you want to come and have a look at the video?
I don't want to have a look at it, dude.
Why don't you want to look at it?
I don't want to do with it.
Seriously, mate, they can kill somebody. What if you were responsible for someone's
Yeah,
death?
Wait, I'm sorry. Leave me alone, yeah?
Do you think that's good enough?
No. No, I don't.
The dealer's friend becomes aggravated.
Why would you do that, mate?
You know what? You can leave us the alone right now.
Don't push.
Stop. You have to
Don't
stop
push
doing
it.
it. Somebody could die as a result of that.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
All right?
I really do. I really do. I really do.
You can't do that, mate.
Alright.
We inform police and they search the young man, but the bag of drugs has gone.
This person here with a bag full of pills, like no care factor at all to anybody buying these things, none. Young people think that they're infallible and that it won't happen to them. They don't think about their parents. It's sad, it's wrong, but that's just the reality.
We handed over the vision we shot to Victoria Police to investigate. Late last week, we spoke to Let Go Fest organisers requesting a statement or an interview. We received neither, and now they're refusing to answer calls or emails.